CTV Community Television presents the Focus Program, hosted by Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus Program. My name is Paul Dingeman. We're glad you are along. We've got lots of very important information for you today, as we always try and do each week. Let's begin with some representatives from the St. Clair Women's League, a very active organization. It's been around town for great number of years, and every spring they herald the arrival of spring by having a geranium sale. Audrey Mayaki from St. Clair Women's League and Sandy Droulard, welcome to the Focus Program.
Thank you.
Let's talk about 2015 geranium sale. I love that one.
Well, we're excited. Sandy is chairing the geranium sale this year.
Right.
And I'll let her tell you exactly what we're going to be having.
Okay.
All right, our first week is May 9th, and second week is May 16th.
Okay.
And May 9th is the day before Mother's Day, which is an excellent
Very
opportunity.
appropriate
Very
time.
appropriate. Beautiful geranium flats, hanging pots, and some porch pots, which are gorgeous.
You brought along some pictures.
Yes.
And if Evan will throw those up while we're talking here, we
Okay.
can talk further about the sale. So it's at the beginning of May, but you've got to get your orders in now.
That's right. We need them in by the 25th.
Yep,
Here come the pictures, and they
Okay.
really are beautiful. That's an old brochure you had, but
we like to have pre-sales, and this way you can pick out your color, what you would like, but you also can get some the day of the sale. But we really encourage you to call ahead, and I'll give you my number
Yep.
for you to do that.
now this looks like it's the north end of the Riverview Plaza.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And there really is a variety, isn't
Oh,
there?
yeah.
It's a huge
Yep.
variety.
Talk to me about the colors.
Oh, well, we've got reds, we've got purples, we've got
Ooh.
pinks.
We've got some white and salmon, and we have violet. So, and there's a couple of different ones. I mean, you can pick out whatever your color might be, and like we have begonia hanging begonia pots, and that one comes in yellow. So,
Oh, my God.
and that's always a really nice one. And Boston ferns. We do have quite a variety. And then for those of you who don't want the pots, you can buy the geraniums, and then we have accent plants. We have spikes and vinca vines, and then some sweet potato vines that you can get if you want to make your own.
You and I, meaning you, the St. Clair Women's League, and me, CTV,
Yes.
have been talking about this since the 2008, 2009, maybe even earlier than that. So that you've got a pretty good grower that you trust.
We do,
Yes.
and we haven't changed our grower at all because the quality of our flowers is fabulous, and they're just great to work with. So, we're very happy with that, and it's been a wonderful fundraiser for the Women's League. And all the money we make on this geranium sale, we call it a geranium sale even though we have other
Right.
flowers, but on the flower sale goes back to the community. And there's a lot of different donations that we give, and we have returning women that decide to go back to school. We give out high school scholarships, which as soon as everybody gets back from spring break, that'll be something that
Yep.
we will be working on. So, the list goes on, but I want people to know that the money that we make off this, we give back. I mean, every dime we make just goes back into the community. So, one of our really big ones that we donate to is the Ecumenical Food Pantry and Kids in Distress. It's kind of like at Christmas time, we really zero in on helping those people. So, again, those dates are May 9th and the 16th. So,
Okay, the 9th and the 16th, what
9th and
time do you
16th.
start?
They can pick up starting at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And until noon, try and wrap it up by noon.
But the key is to make pre-orders and call 329-3045.
Correct.
Simple number,
Right.
329-3045.
Correct.
And a young, handsome man by the name of Dave will answer.
Yes, he will.
Take an order.
Yes, he will.
329-3045. And all the money goes back into the community, which
Yep.
is,
Absolutely.
I think, is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yep, yeah, we're very, this is a wonderful organization, and I did want to mention that, there's a lot of people moving into our community, and if anybody would be interested in joining our group, it's a nice group of women that, if you don't have kids in the school, in case you want to, it's a nice way to meet people. So we meet the fourth Monday of the month, and the meeting happens to be at my house.
Okay.
So this month, you can call me, and I'll give you directions, and you could come and see if you would.
329-3045.
Yep, and you can come and see if you would like to be a part of our group.
Your group is 25, 30?
Yep, we usually, I would say, I think we have about 40 members,
Yeah,
would you
could
say?
be.
40
Yeah, it
members.
goes up,
Yeah,
goes down
it
with
does,
all
it does.
organizations.
Yep, for sure. And I've been in it forever,
Right,
totally forever.
Right.
So.
and you and Joellen
Yep.
Streslak.
Yes, Joellen
Right.
and I,
Right.
we're like the
Wow.
old school type things, yes.
Only been presidents about 6 or 7 times each.
Exactly.
But the big sale is, the delivery is the first part of May.
Right.
But we've got to get the orders in now.
Need the orders
And
in
what were
now.
the costs? What were the rates?
Oh, the rates, they go anywhere from, the flats are $34, and then we have.
For the geraniums.
Yep,
Right,
for the
right.
geraniums, and then we also have begonias, too.
Okay.
So those are $17, and then we have porch pots that are $20, and then they go up from there, and our hanging baskets
So
are
the prices are
20.
good.
The prices
Very
are very
reasonable.
reasonable,
Oh,
and it's a
yeah.
good product.
Right.
It's very
Get your
good.
order in, and then you pick them up the first part of May, because you don't
That's
want to
right.
plan anything till about mid-May
That's
or
right.
or the
Right.
end.
That's
Yeah,
right.
well, we have it that Mother's Day weekend, because that's always a big weekend
week,
for
yeah.
people wanting to
Buy a
give.
flower.
Sure.
for the
Sandy,
game.
congratulations. You raised your hand at the wrong time.
I did.
And you became the chairman.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
yes.
Audrey, always a pleasure.
Very good. I
seeing
just
you.
want to say one more
Yep,
thing.
take whatever you want.
Well, besides the geranium sale,
Oh, yes.
I just want to save the date. We have an ethnic dinner that we put on at the River Crab. It's the first Thursday in November,
Okay.
which will be November 5th.
Okay.
And it's Pathway to Poland, so we're going to have Polish food.
Oh, great.
Yep, and so we'll be coming back and talking about that.
Oh,
But I just
absolutely.
thought if somebody wanted to
I think you
save the
should come
date.
back and bring some samples.
So I think you're absolutely right. Yes.
That's about it for the St. Clair Women's League. We've got the invitation for you to get your order in for flowers, 329-3045, and Audrey will write down your order, and then you can pick them up the first part of May. We're back with a concert master, assistant concert master from the Detroit Symphony Orchestra in just a second. Well, we're back, and we're back with quite an honor to have a gentleman from the DSO, the Assistant Concert Master, Hai Shin Woo. Nice
Very
to
nice
meet you,
meeting-
sir.
nice
Welcome
meeting-
to the Focus Set.
Glad to be here.
You are coming to the St. Clair area on Sunday, April the 19th at 5 o'clock as part of the St. Mary's Catholic Church concert series, and we're excited about that. Talk
Yeah,
to me
me
about
too.
what's going to be happening at the show.
Yep, we'll be a string quartet.
Okay.
So me and the 3 of my colleagues from DSO, we are just a string quartet from DSO, and we'll be playing music by Haydn, Shostakovich, and the Borodin. It's a very varied program, music spanning 1.5 centuries, classical, a little bit twist of modern, but very accessible. And of course, the Borodin string quartet is like one of the most beloved pieces and has been featured in so many TV shows. I think there's a musical called Kismet,
Yes.
and the third movement, the Nocturne, was the theme of that musical. So when you hear that, you will know, that's where I heard it before. So it will be a good concert.
You have a wonderful, wonderful background. How did you originally get started in music? At what age?
At 5.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's marvelous.
And the long story or the short story. The short story is just my parents give me a toy. I
Yeah.
saw that was a toy at that time, and they say, "How do you want to play?" I say,
Were
"Okay."
were they musicians?
No, they're not.
Okay, keep going.
And so I just play. But the long story will be actually a little bit political. It's that time was in the mid 70s. It's in China.
Uh-huh.
It's the tail end of the Cultural Revolution.
So you were born and raised in China.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
raised in China, and that was China at that time. Was a difficult time for Chinese, and was the Cultural Revolution at the tail end of it, and there was a very cruel policy. Say, if you have 2 kids
Yep.
in a family, the second kid is supposed to be sent to a countryside to be the farmer. It's called the re-education. I won the lottery. I'm the second. I'm the second son, and so my parents thought, maybe give him some kind of skill. Maybe he will become he will join a peasants
Right.
musical group or something,
Right.
a troupe or something.
Right.
Then maybe we'll have a better life than working in the fields.
Right.
So that's how I started. Of course, that policy stopped when the Cultural Revolution ended in 1976, but I already hooked on the instruments, and I just kept playing, and I went through a very strict early training in China. Then I came to the United States. I was lucky enough I got applied school here, and I studied in Seattle, I studied in New York, and so after I graduated, I auditioned for DSO. I was lucky again to get the job, so I moved to
How long have you been with the DSO?
20 years.
20 years. It's
Yes.
1994.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
1995,
amazing.
yes.
95.
Yeah.
And I see from your resume here, your bio, that you've played at Carnegie Hall. You've played all over the world, really.
Well, have bilingual travel.
That's right. I like that. I like that. I like that. And obviously, you loved music, and you teach at Wayne State.
I teach at Wayne State and also teach at the Detroit Symphony Civic program, and also I teach privately on my own.
It's really a labor of love, isn't it?
Well, I like to pass on what I learned. I was
Yes.
lucky enough in my study years. I met some very wonderful
Mentors.
people. Yeah, and that they shaped my view of music, even my view as a person. Sometimes those my violin teachers. I remember when I have troubles in my life, I would go to them too. And then they, I was lucky. I always felt like, when I was in New York, was this Russian lady I was so lucky to meet her and become taught me not only just as a musician, but as a person. So I like to, if I can see kids have talent, I like to help.
It's wonderful. That's
help them out
wonderful.
a little bit.
Did your parents ever migrate to the United States, or they're still in China?
They're still in China.
Still in China.
Yeah.
Do you get home once in a while?
Yeah, I go visit them, but my roots is here now. So I become American citizen. I'm
Right.
already
Wonderful.
and
Well, we're glad you're here in Detroit, and you're in the DSO. And what are the
Pleasure.
responsibilities of an assistant concert master?
Well, normally I sit on the third chair right behind the concertmaster. But sometimes we have smaller ensembles, and sometimes when the concertmaster is not playing, I will take the lead. I will serve as concertmaster. I will do, So there's 4 of us: this concertmaster, associate concertmaster, and me and another girl, which is Jennifer Wei, which
Okay.
people will see again, April 19th.
Is Jennifer on the right or the left?
This one.
Oh, right, the
yeah,
violin.
Yeah, and 2 of us are the assistant concertmasters. So all 4 of us will take turns serve as first chair.
Well, and this is the group that's coming to St. Mary's,
Yes.
and the date is April the 19th. Let's go through the program again. What are you going to be performing?
Well, the first is a string quartet by the German-Austrian composer Franz Haydn. It's actually, Haydn was known as the father of the string quartet. He basically made this musical form, and this will be actually the last piece last string quartet he ever composed. So we start with that from the very beginning of the string quartet, and more of the Haydn's most mature work. Then we go to Soviet Union, which is, Shostakovich. It's great Soviet composer, had so much personal turmoil in the, he is one day he could be the national hero, the second day Stalin could write the article, condemn him, say your music is bourgeois, that kind of thing. So a lot of those kind of things shows in his music. But we are playing his string quartet number 9, which is in some way actually a more upbeat piece. He dedicated that quartet to his wife. So it's a kind of upbeat, but you can still see the sarcasm. You can see the, the irony in his music. But it's a great piece. It's, in some way, it's a tribute to Haydn because his form and his writing is so classical in any way. So it's great. Then the second half is a romantic boroding. I think people will love it. It's a program with a lot of variety.
Good. Well, we look forward to having you here in St. Clair, and we thank you for coming to us and performing. Sunday, April the 19th, 5 o'clock, and I don't remember what the ticket price is. $15 per head and $30 for a family. And that's your public relations man, Mr. Paul Schaefer over there, who would not come on the air. We begged him to come on the air, but he's a shy young man. And Sunday, April the 19th, just around the corner, and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We really encourage you to come. It should be a wonderful show. And Mr. Wu, thank you so much. What a wonderful story you've got.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time today. We'll be right back with our next guest in just a second. And we're back, and there's an organization in Marine City, Michigan, and out in Emmett, Michigan, that is very active and does some tremendous work. Their name is the Daughters of Isabella. What's the chap? St. Agatha's Circle.
419.
419. I should remember all that.
Yes.
The region is Peggy Kruger. Marilyn Dunn is a past region.
Hello.
And Peggy White is the one that does all the work. Is that the way it works? Huh? Welcome back, ladies. It is that time of year when you come, and I looked at some records today. You guys have been coming since about 2008, somewhere in there, maybe even before that, talking about an annual card party. Who wants to start?
Right. Well, it's our annual spring luncheon. This is our 65th annual.
Oh my God! Well, we haven't been having you that often.
No.
And it's going to be on Tuesday, April 21st at the night. Oh, I'm sorry, from 12:30 to 4 at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Marine City.
And that hall is just beautiful. They've done great
Yes.
things over the last 5 or 6 years that really make it a nice event, nice
Right.
place.
Right. And tickets remain the same, $10 a person, and you can purchase them from any DFI member or at the door the day of the luncheon.
Talk to me about what is D of I,
Daughters of Isabella
in case
is,
people don't know.
it's the largest Catholic organization of women.
Wow. So there's the Knights of Columbus are the men's organization,
Yes.
and the Daughters of Isabella are the
women's.
organization. Okay.
And it's an international organization also. And can't tell you how many are in there now because it changes so fast.
Right.
But we have over
Thousands and thousands.
Yes. And Canada, we work closely with Canada because we live so close together. Our international in our country is based in Connecticut.
Connecticut, yes.
And they got you involved to be chairperson of
A Chinese auction,
What's
yes.
a Chinese auction?
What we do is I have prizes and put bags in front of them. They buy tickets, and I've talked to different vendors in town and gotten a lot of very nice prizes.
Got some good cooperation from
Right,
the vendors,
I
from
have
merchants.
very nice prizes here.
But the luncheon itself is pretty good, isn't it?
Oh.
Talk to me about that.
The luncheon is excellent. We do have the chicken salad, which we have every year. We've talked about changing it, but we get
You better not.
Yeah.
hue and cry, so we don't change it. And you usually get fruit on the plate with it, and homemade. One of the gentlemen, Andy Markle in Marine City, makes all the banana bread for us.
Oh, that sounds
So
wonderful.
we have that. And then there's desserts that you can't believe. The lemon meringue pie
Is one of your
is
favorites?
my very favorite. And there's usually apple pie and cherry pie, and this year we're adding some other desserts along with it. So it's going to be, it should be a very interesting dinner as usual. Nobody goes away hungry.
What are the dates again?
It's on the 21st. But however, if you can't make it to the luncheon,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to be selling tickets.
Oh, okay.
The 17th and the 18th at Neiman's in St. Clair and at Food Depot in Marine City. And the prizes are going to be $250 is the first prize,
I like it.
$150 is the second prize, and a massage at River District Hospital is the third prize.
Those are good. I've heard great
And you
reviews.
need not be at the event to collect on those prizes.
Is that something new this year?
No, we've had a raffle every year, but I don't think we've told them before what the prizes are. They're very reasonable. Tickets are $1
Oh,
for
my
one
God.
ticket.
Oh, my God.
You can get 6 tickets for $5, and so for $10 you can get 12 tickets.
Yeah,
Get
got a
2
good
free.
chance.
Got a good chance.
And there's
right?
nice, those are good prizes.
Yes, they
Those
are.
real good prizes. So we just want people to come.
Yes, we do.
Everybody's invited, or what's the?
Anyone can come. We do have some gentlemen there,
Good.
and so we have prizes for both and some clergy, but we usually have about 125 people
Well, that's a
there.
great crowd.
But we can handle more, we can handle less, but tables of euchre, pinochle, bridge, whatever you want to play. And some people just like to sit there and talk.
Right. We also have door prizes and quite a few door prizes. So very few people go away without something
And a full stomach,
and a full stomach.
especially with the desserts that I've heard
Oh, yeah.
about.
Yes.
The salad is the healthy part, and then you dive into the delectable desserts.
Right, right.
Well, have we missed anything?
Well, the newest part of the function is the Chinese auction, which she is in charge of and has been in charge of and does a wonderful job at. Beautiful prizes, and people can go along and I'd like to win that. I'd like to win that. I might want to, and they can just put their tickets in what prize they would like to win.
So it all raises money for your operation to keep
Yes.
you going.
Right.
Yes, this is our one function of the year that keeps us working.
Good, good. So you need the support of the community.
Yes, we do.
And the auction usually nets about $800.
Oh, that's a good number.
It is. Very good.
So you've got some good, you must have some good prizes in it in
I
order to
do.
raise that kind of money.
I have 2 tickets to the Snug with dinner at Anita's.
Oh, that's good.
I've got Vera Grace Emporium. I've got Coughlin Jewelers,
Mm-hmm.
a man and women's watch.
Ooh,
I've got a bicycle that I got personally to give. Sheer Style, Lumberjack, Michael Brothers,
the
wine,
list
a
goes on
wine
and on.
basket. It does. I've got about 35 prizes.
that's great. And I love the tickets that you're going to be at Neiman's and at the Food Depot down
Yes,
there.
yes.
That's a good addition. I think you'll be surprised
I
at
think
how
it
many
is.
tickets.
We've not done just money in a long time. We've had quilts and we've had other items, but we thought this was the time to do
Yeah,
this.
something fresh, something different.
Absolutely.
Peggy, have you got any final words?
Just come and enjoy an afternoon with us.
Play cards.
Play cards or
So-
visit.
Win prizes.
Run down the dates and the times one more time.
Okay, it's Tuesday, April 21, from 12:30 to 4 at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Marine City, which is on King Highway.
And do I have to have reservations ahead of time?
Not at all. It's $10 at the door or in advance.
Very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Or $10 at the door, I interrupted, I'm sorry.
Or in advance. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. It's $10 flat price.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Well, I'm glad you're watching over these two.
I am.
They've been known troublemakers. Known
Thanks, Paul.
troublemakers for years and years. But the DFI still lets them come back in and
Right.
they do good work. That's about it for this segment. We got one more segment with an illustrious man from Marine City by the name of David Scheel, and he's going to talk to us about the Marine City Scholarship Fund. We're back with a friend by the name of David Scheel, who's been involved with a wonderful organization in Marine City for about 30 years, since almost its inception, the Marine City Scholarship Fund.
Right, Paul. And it's our 30th annual dinner that we're talking about today. But yeah, that organization was started by the late Don Pobuto, who was superintendent back at that time. And the school board president was Bob Beatty, and the two of them kind of got together, and they involved several business people and community-minded people and some educators, and started the Scholarship Foundation for students from both. At that time, it was Holy Cross High School, now Cardinal Mooney, and Marine City High School. So,
what kinds of monies have you given away in 30 years?
well, we've given away 783 scholarships for a total of $538,800.
$538,000. That's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
From a little town, it's amazing, and we're all amazed, those of us on the board still. And it's been through a lot of generosity by a lot of businesses and individuals and civic groups, all contributing, many people giving memorial contributions in the name of their deceased loved one. We have a special one this year, Mr. David Diezik, who passed away, who was a fine fellow and graduate actually of Holy Cross High School. His children some went to Holy Cross, some went to Marine City. And when he passed, he had designated us as their
That's marvelous.
memorial fund. So we're going to give a name scholarship in memory of David, which we're proud to do.
You have an annual dinner, but it's a free dinner. Talk to me about that. How do you raise money and have a free dinner?
Well, it's been real easy because the late Glenn McBride was a charter board member. And we were given this idea that don't charge for the dinner. If you want to try to raise funds, try to get a sponsor for the dinner. So the McBride Manley accounting firm has sponsored this dinner now for 30 years. And
wow, that's quite a big check they wrote.
Fantastic. And Glenn unfortunately passed away all too soon, but his son Curtis has now joined us on the board, and they are very committed to this cause, and we're so glad that they are, and we're glad to partner with them, and he's an active board member. So the dinner is free, and the dinner is at Marine City High School Middle School cafeteria. The Chartwell's Food Service does a real nice job.
Yeah, they do.
And we spruce the place up with some round tables and nice chairs and tablecloths and some flowers on the tables, and the food is very good. This year, a little new thing we're going to do. A lot of our patrons are getting up in years, and so we're going to have some National Honor Society students help get their plate through the buffet table.
Great.
So that they don't have
That's a nice service.
They don't have to juggle,
Right.
you know, coffee and salad and
Desserts.
and desserts, all on two hands. And so we're hoping that that's going to be a helpful thing. And we're also real pleased, as I mentioned, community groups. The Women's Life Chapter 821 of Marine City has partnered with us now for about 6 years.
I was just going to say they've been around for quite a while
Yeah,
now.
and they do our raffle, and it's a nice thing because whatever they get from the 50-50 raffle, they can get a match to their parent organization. And they do some other fundraising and put it in, and they now have funded, there's enough money in there to fund another 5 years of $1,000 a year.
Oh, marvelous.
At the current time, and we appreciate their wonderful community service.
Wow.
Yeah.
But in addition to the dinner, there's entertainment.
This year's entertainment, last year it was Elvis.
Yes.
And this year we've got the Double Date Quartet, which is a local group from the area. The Kaufmans and the Starkeys, who have done years and years and years of barbershop and Sweet Adeline music. And they formed this group 3 or 4 years ago, I believe, maybe longer. And they do a fantastic job, and it's music of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, which kind of fits into our clientele who come to the dinner.
Right.
And they're a fantastic group, and so they'll be enjoyable. And so you can come, and the doors open at 6:30 on Monday, May the 4th. Dinner will be served at 7. We'll present our scholarships, and we'll also have our entertainment, and we'll have you out of there between 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's
But the one important thing is you got to bring your checkbook.
at the end of the night, there's an opportunity to make a contribution. And we accept any contribution you can make, and so that'll be an opportunity. There'll be some envelopes on the tables, and
You've saved your money for dinner. You don't have to buy dinner.
didn't
so
have to buy dinner, didn't
write
have to
a
pay
big
for the
check.
entertainment. So if you can write a big check, we appreciate it. Any check you write will be appreciated.
Go through those numbers again. I think those are really interesting. Over 30 years, over 500,000. Give me the number.
$538,800 to 783 students. And again, the good news is we've tried to manage our money and put it in some interest earning accounts so that this will hopefully going forward we'll be able to give out, we hope to give out 12, 13, 14, $1,000 scholarships this year, and we think we're in a position, as long as our money continues to earn pretty good interest in our investments and we get good contributions from our dinner and some additional memorial contributions, we're hoping to be able to do this for the long term.
It's marvelous.
And it won't be necessarily with some of us, we'll be stepping aside, but there'll be money there so that other people can come and join this group and join our board and perpetuate the scholarships.
The inspiration of Mr. McBride and Mr. Beatty 30 plus years ago
and Don
certainly has paid off.
Fantastic, really. I mean, and the cost of education continues to go up disproportionately to the cost of people's incomes.
Yeah.
And yet we also know that getting some additional education beyond high school becomes more and more important, whether that be a couple years at a community college or a certificate program, or whether it be a 4-year degree or beyond. These things are becoming more and more a necessity.
Do I have to make a reservation?
Yeah, we'd like you to make a reservation so that we know how many meals to prepare. And you can do that by calling 765-4095. That's the McBride Manley accounting firm. And one of their friendly receptionists will grab your name and the number of guests you're bringing, and we will have a table ready for you.
765-4095. That's a nice, simple number, 765-4095.
Correct.
And you'd like those reservations in by?
We'd like them in about a week before. Let's see, April 29th is what we have on our poster here.
Okay.
For the May 4th dinner, Monday, May the 4th. Again, doors open 6:30, dinner at 7. And that way, the food service people know how much food to prepare, and
don't have to prepare too much.
Exactly.
And always make sure there's enough.
There's enough, exactly.
David, I love to support this. It's just such a great thing, and we'll certainly be there to cover it for you and broadcast the awards. And
you have been a great supporter, Paul, of this and many other organizations, and we're lucky to have you.
Well, I'm not worried about me, but this is great. So we're glad that you stopped by to tell us about it. David Scheel, world famous David Scheel.
We'll see you on May the 4th.
See you on May 4th. That's about it for this edition of the, what is the name of this program? Focus program. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Tune in again soon for another episode of Focus. Make sure to check CTV out on www.watchctv.org or like us on Facebook.